A very good morning to one and all, and welcome to the edCafe. This is your host Mansi, and today we have a very special guest with us. Let me give you a glimpse of introduction of him. A rich experience in the hospitality industry with almost 14 years of experience and a career success in the wide range of the roles and functions in India and abroad, like customer service operations, training and development management, guest relationship management, front office management, and etc. Excellent aesthetic sense, hygienic attitude, and a polished etiquette, the essence of this industry. Please welcome Mr. Sumit Sahrawat. Thank you for being on the edCafe, sir. Before starting with the interview session, please tell our audiences about yourself.
Alright, Mansi, thank you so very much. First of all, I'm truly honored and blessed that edCafe, they were trying to reach me since longer time, but unfortunately I was packed within unavoidable reasons. But I'm truly honored that they called me here, and type of hospitality which they shown, that's I'm completely amazed and completely impressed with all these things. All right, moving forward, as already Mansi mentioned, a big introduction for me, though I'm not a person of that huge introduction. My name is Sumit Sahrawat, and of course, yes, I'm a passionate hotelier, worked almost 14 years within multiple 5-star hotels based out in India and overseas as well. I started my career in 2008 when I get into my IIHM Chandigarh, and almost 1.5 years later when I started my internship, all right, that essence gave me something, because from childhood I was very passionate about cooking, and that's how this brought me to a hotel management school, and I started learning over there. I started my career as a chef, where I got specialized into German cuisine. I was in Germany for over 2 years, starting from my training, and then becoming a specialized chef in German cuisine. But truly speaking, it was a bad start for me, because yes, food was very close to me. I participated on first session of MasterChef India 2013, and but I was completely blanked when I was interacting with the people based out here in India who's heading a hospitality, and they said your expertise are different, because the cuisine which I being trained into is in German cuisine, and it's very hard to find in hotels based out in India. So that was very challenging, even though funny, and it was this is something which made me a disappointment at that point of time, and eventually I was thinking that better I can move off from this industry. This industry is not made for me. But obviously, yeah, patience is something which being taught by my parents. Honestly talking, I belongs to a army background family. We have big family. We have I have my dad who's retired as a wing commander from Indian Air Force, and then my younger dad who's a civil servant in police, and then down the line everybody is serving for Indian Army and Air Force equivalently. Even my grandfather retired from Indian Air Force. So of course the discipline and the patience was there from the childhood. So that made me tuned with an industry, and my dad was keep forcing me have patience. And so I set again, it came up with a disappointment when I set for my management training program with the Oberoi Hotels, and when I was at final round and I being rejected massively from there. Same, the person being trained into a German cuisine, and they were asking me tell me the recipe for mutton curry. So cannot possible, obviously. I can tell you the recipe for the mutton curry, but I am not a person of Indian gravies. So I said, I told very blunt to the gentleman who were taking my interview, boss, I believe you are not in mood to take me forward. You must have seen my CV, though it was some incident, but there was many things playing around. So there was a panel of the five sitting in the same room, and there was a lady, her name still exists with the same group of hotels, and her name is Shailja Singh. She said, Sumit, you wait outside for 5 minutes, I'll come back and I'll speak to you. So that was some hope came in me. Yeah, something is there for you, Sumit. And she approached me, as I having said this earlier, if you'll talk about grooming, if you'll talk about discipline, if you talk about punctuality, it's there since my birth because of my family. And I wait outside, and she came and mentioned, Sumit, how about if we'll take it forward as a sales team in the hotel? I said, ma'am, I'm a chef. I'm not a person of a sales and marketing. So that was in shock, but it gave me an hope that Sumit, sales are the people who are suited, booted at all point of time, and I'm a guy of a white chef dress. So I said, ma'am, honestly, I'm not a person of a sales. I'm not saying that I cannot do it. Of course, I can do it if you will give me an opportunity, but this is not my KRA, if we'll talk about. Sorry, but what else apart from sales? And then she said, and she's very elder woman in hospitality. She's close to 58 years of age, and I was very toddler at that time. I was young, 21. And she said, how about front office, Sumit? I said, yes, ma'am, I can give and try. So the crux of the story was that I was having another contract done for me. I was moving to Berlin, and it was not that something, I will lose out, or because it was in my attitude. If not get selected, I move out. But being a single kid to my family always being passionate that I will stay here with them. Nobody's here to look after them. So there was many things happening, and I spoke to my dad that this is what the opportunity they are offering me, and they said, all right, perfect, you can go for that. So I got selected. This is how I got selected for the Oberoi hotels, and that was in last tray came from Miss Shailja Singh. I still respect her as my mother. She's still in industry, and we keep very frequently on meeting. And this was my first journey in India. Started with the Oberoi hotel in Bangalore as an front office associate. And again, the challenge came, the person who was making a 1.5 lakh rupees a month when I was in Europe, and here I started with a very small penny. It was honestly talking upfront in a camera, because I believe I really love if youth is watching this video. When I started my career in India, I started with 8,500 bucks, where I was paying a rent of 7,500 rupees in a city like in Bangalore. It's crazy expensive city, but I never disappoint because of small money which I am getting, because I am a person. The hospitality is in my blood, it's in my gene, and I indulged with the brand for almost 2.5 years at an initial stage. I was doing all small jobs, starting from a bell desk as a gatekeeper, and then moved to a front desk and concierge. So I covered almost 1.5 years, but initially 7 months was very challenging for me, because I am not a person of a front office, suited, booted, and I am helping people, guests who are coming in the hotel in their baggage and all the things. And it took me slightly longer time, because I started from scratch, because obviously kitchen I worked for, but never for other departments. But I gelled up because of my superior very much, and later on, after 7 months, they gave me an opportunity. They moved me from the bell desk to the cashier, and I'm a person who's run away from the mathematics. Yes, it's a bit funny. When I scored a very high marks, I got in compartment in 10th. I scored 4 marks in mathematics, and it was something. I'm very away from the figure. Gentlemen, if I would have passion for mathematics, so my always charm to be in ND or in armed forces, but the maths was something which pushed me back from that journey. And then again the same game started, but my HOD, he said, no, you have to do it, either leave the job or either you have to do it. He became very rigid on that point, and this is the time where he became my biggest enemy in the hotel. I said, all right, there is no option. I'm in other city. I cannot move back to Delhi. Obviously, I need to do it. And I started as a cashier and a lot of training happening. So in five-star hotel, generally what happens, they do not do a small penny transaction. It's a huge transaction. Any guest checking out for 2-3 nights, their bill is around 4 lakh, 5 lakh rupees. Whatever the more they are paying in, the money is matter. If something went wrong, you are responsible for that money. And again, you are earning 8,500 rupees. You are not in capacity even to bear that loss from the guest. But yes, I keep tuned whatever my superior taught me, and then it's came so natural to me. I started liking it the moment I get here, and this was in stage which made me so delighted and so passionate, and this was a moment which created a spark in me to stay with an industry. And later on, after a year time, I selected as a certified departmental trainer for the hotel, and when the management trainee students from the oberheirs, they need to come to the hotel for their training, so I was the one who was teaching them. So there the game changed, Sumit, there was a time when you got rejected from the management training program, and now the same youth is coming to get trained under you. That was a big inspiration for me when I started. So that's how I tuned. Then after Oberoi, moved to Leela Palace Hotel, Bangalore in different capacity, and then moved to multiple hotels in India and then overseas as well. So this is how my journey. But 14 years I being tuned within front office. So my last assignment, I was heading a rooms division department. Guy from 8,500 rupees to 2 lakh rupees. So it was a 14-year journey. But yes, interested, and till now though a lot of people, they keep talking to me, and very frequently I keep meeting hospitality profession day-to-day life, and whenever I'm sitting with any general manager, that Sumit, you are in wrong sector. I said, sir, no, I'm not in wrong sector. Education is not for you, gentlemen. Hotels is for you. I said, but I wanted to look for a youth which is upcoming. I'm there, whatever I am. But I love when I share my experience with the students who are upcoming managers to the hotel, these hotels who will be running. So I feel very good when I teach these students. I feel very honored, and I don't feel bad, from the guy from a glorious luxury 5-star hotels teaching in a room. But I'm really blessed that Mr. Dr. Subarno Bose and my Chief Operating Officer Mr. Abdullah Ahmed, who gave me an opportunity, and even though it was on a probation, that Sumit, you are an hotel guy, are you sure that you will be able to indulge in the education sector? I said, I think we can give a try on it. And now I am here connected with the education sector from almost 2 years now, and I'm enjoying my life. The best part is, and this is what my answer to all whosoever interact with me, and I said I'm really enjoying my life in education. When I feel different spark on a student, they come up with different expectations, and they get when they get right education, this is what path changer for their life. I feel really blessed, honestly talking about this. Yes.
Nice. I mean, it has been a lot in this 14 years, as I can hear, and I can feel. And talking about the hotel industry, I have a different emotion towards the hotel industry, of course, because my dad is too a chef, and I feel the struggles a hotelier has to go through when he is working in an hotel industry.
Absolutely,
it is not easy for you to just rant yourself for 14 to 16 hours, depending upon what the occasion is. There is no festive season for you, of course.
True.
Because it is the busiest day for you
I
guys.
really wanted to, sorry to interrupt you, Mansi. This is something remind me, so obviously nowadays generation, they look for a job, because I'm keep on interacting with the youth. They are coming to the hotel school with an assumptions, and when they move forward for their job sector, they think Saturday Sunday off, 9 to 6. This is not a culture of the hospitality industry. And even though I was in conference on 29th, again I am with a chief of defense staff. When we sit together in a room, and because my family is from a armed forces background, I have seen many time of my father is not turning up for a Holi or Diwali. All right, this is nothing, Holi, Diwali, now the vacation coming, now Saturday, Sunday off. If the same capacity armed forces will start looking at, obviously they are also human beings standing at borders at all point of time, 24 into 7 into 365 days. Obviously massive borders. It will talk about Siachen, massively minus 60 70 degree temperature. They also having family, they also having a parents, but they are working for a nation. And after the army, this is an industry, hospitality industry, which is the most disciplined industry. So if somebody is looking for a career in a hospitality industry with an assumption of on Saturday, Sunday, and 9 to 6 job, obviously not, boss. I myself worked 22 hours in a day, 20 hours, depending on operations, but always remember that after a dark night, there is a bright morning coming in. So that everybody needs to keep in that mind.
Exactly. I can feel your story so much because I have seen this thing.
Yeah, you must have seen your father that coming late in night and
since my childhood, and every time I see him coming late to the from the office, like around 2-3 in the morning, and then leaving at 6 again, just because the guest has to check in or maybe check out.
Yes.
And the VVIP guest, of course, they have their own set of rules and regulations.
You cannot move. Every hotel is having their own SOPs. You cannot run the hotels by your own. Yes.
So as you said that you enjoy being into the education sector from past 2 years and experiencing the amount of student learning and the education and the rights of education they're having in the hospitality sector when we talk about the education industry. So my question would be around that: how has technology impacted the field of hotel management education?
Alright, so this is a basic question you are asking, or after the pandemic you are asking?
Probably the basic question you can say, but yes, of course, as we all know that after pandemic things have changed a lot. We have switched into the digitalization more, going for a the traditional method, but then pandemic has given us the digitalization, talking about in every sector. If we talk about not just education, but each and every sector, when we talk about, when we saw the hotel management courses being happened in the pandemic itself, where we saw the student doing the online classes for how to make the dishes, or maybe how to make the beverages, like the cocktails or the mocktails. So how has technology actually impacted the education into the hotel management education, just because of the fact that we have seen that after pandemic things have changed a lot?
Alright, very well taken your question, and I always say that we are blessed that pandemic came. This taught us many things. I was here very much, and we being into a tough time during the pandemic, but it needs to be there. I take as a blessing. Pandemic taught us many things. Even though if we'll talk about education, obviously the pattern has been changed drastically. If we'll talk about India, I never seen, I have though I completed my education from the army schools, but I have seen the government school as well. I never seen anybody being close to the computer education what is happening. But the pandemic, which I seen the government is doing a great initiative. They distributed multiple tablets and computers and the laptops and the smart mobile phone device, because they being restrict, they cannot move out from their homes, but everybody is not in capacity to spend such a huge amount on these fancy gadgets. But yes, the government initiative was, I really appreciate that movement, and that's how now the things has been changed drastically in terms of an education. We'll talk about multiple CRM systems, alright, multiple training modules, online training modules which came in, which is very helpful for the students who are in not even a hospitality sector, in any sector they are on. there are a lot of data analysts available over the clouds. You can go there and you can search there, and the massive interference of the AR and VR and the artificial intelligence which came in obvious in hotels, though it's in people's industry. We'll talk about hotels, all right. I don't think so. I'm very let's be very open to it. I don't think so we can make MBBS doctor over the virtual calls.
No.
Very hard, until unless they will not make an operation by their hand. It's not possible, because these are the people's industry. We need to be there. But virtual things, I will take it in another manner. If we'll talk about time saving parameters, though every second is countable in the hospitality, we are saving a lot of time. We will talk about data analysis, we will talk about virtual reality, we will talk about students sitting in the college, they are doing a virtual tour to the different hotels. Students sitting in a college, they are interacting with the general managers, all right, and a world is watching them. And obviously the studio which we have at International Institute of Hotel Management, we ourselves having an online platform for the student, where we keep on calling the industry expert and they keep on interacting with the student, and sort of a confidence which they are coming up. It's a phenomenal, the students. I still remember when we used to give an interview to even that time it was not in culture, the panel interviews, all right, and we were so scared entering in the room. I don't know what they will ask, and sweating and so fear, but nowadays if you will see the students, there are whatever I've been in my time, all right, now I'm delivering to these smart faces in the college, all right, and of course they are the future of our country. There are because I don't know how much you guys are close to the hospitality industry. The chief executive officer to the Marriott Hotel, he was just last week in India. He met with our honorable Prime Minister, Mr. Narendra Modi, and he promised 200 plus hotels from the Marriott. Only one chain is coming in India. All right. If we'll talk about the facts, India is a country who's having a most smart mobile phones youth which they are using. You know, we are having a maximum capacity based out in India. We are having a maximum mobile phone users available in India apart from any other country.
Also, the population of youth is maximum in India.
Yes, and if we'll talk about expenditure, of course, India is a country who spend maximum on the MICE. If we'll talk about weddings only, if I'll talk about in one division of the MICE, it's in wedding. It's a massive investment in the weddings. It was targeting over 175 CR budget to the only to the weddings from the India, and we are the most top notch country who spend maximum on these events, but we do not have the facilities available. If we'll talk about Dubai, is very small, and he's having a maximum keys as comparison.
Massive, technology experience also when we see in the wedding occasions of them.
And honestly talking, the industry being disturbed during the pandemic time, but the sort of a bounce back which I have seen, I have never seen even the records which stating, because I talk about the facts, I never seen such bounce back in past 50 years in the industry. Hotels are booming like anything. There are new hotels coming in, there are multiple things coming in, and the hotels has changed massively. You know, and if we'll talk about the facilities, because the culture towards the technologies which we were talking about, we will talk about virtual reality and augmented reality. They obviously they are connected with the hotels, and the hotels, of course, they need to spend money. So these, I believe, this is, I believe, answer to your question.
Yes, of course. I mean, as you said that augmentation of all these technologies that we have seen inside the hotel industry has built the hotel industry into the way that tourists are getting attracted towards the segment of hotel. When we talk about, people are more over, you know, and also because of the fact of the generation that we have. Absolutely. Everybody is more towards into the social interact when we talk about the social media, when we talk about, so everyone has this lifestyle segmentation of them. And because of that, we can see the booming venture of all these hospitality industries, of course. My last question would be around, like, what are some of the most useful technology tools and platforms that you can suggest for the hotel management education?
All right, answer to your question, we already talk about virtual reality. All right, hotels into a virtual reality where they are doing an virtual tours to the guest. If I will put that in another manner. If any guest is coming to the hotel, they do not have that much time because everybody is occupied. But if you wanted to see around one 5-star hotel, you require at least 4-5 hours. It's some big hotels. Exactly. All right. But if we'll talk about virtual reality, they have only 4-5 minutes video which you can run through, and they all are set to know what is in the sense of the hotel. After that, obviously, artificial intelligence plays a vital role. Everybody is just having said this earlier, this is in people industry, but I have seen the robots is working massively in the industry.
Exactly.
We'll talk about there is a hotel based out in Japan and known as an Hina Hotel. This is robots operated hotels. There is no human being, and so many times this question being raised when I being part of an open forums in the hotel, that youth is feeling scared that if the so much technologies will come forward, how about our employment? Very true question, and I always answer them, gentlemen, you don't have to worry about it. You know, technology will play their role. Technologies of course is here and it's very useful. It's for a time saving aspect, But having said that, this is in people's industry. We cannot make everything virtual, all right? Because especially in India, India is a country where the hospitality is something which is in renowned hospitality in the entire universe in India. But we cannot stand the robots in front of a guest. But for the time utilization and as in marketing prospect, of course, this we can take it forward. Many things. We will talk about smart rooms, we will talk about virtual concierge, we will talk about CRMs, we will talk about property management system, we will talk about online travel agents, portfolios, and multiple things is happening in the hotels which required, of course, the technologies, but we cannot move off the youth from the industry. Yeah, exactly. Virtual things are here, but this is if somebody is paying even a 20,000 rupees in a base hotel, all right, they want somebody will come. Obviously, if I'll send a robot to them,
of course
their money is gone gone in a
exactly.
rain. So
this is basically like how the amalgamation of technology and the hands of experience of the hospitality sector when we talk about works. And as you said, of course, the humans are the most, a vital thing or vital role that they will play in any of the sectors when we talk about. So as people say कि यार रोबोट आ गया या टेक्नोलॉजी आ गई तो हमारी जॉब ना चली जाए, नहीं जाती. क्यों? क्योंकि people have emotions, but robots
even though we need a human to make a robots. We cannot make a robots from the machines, obviously. If we'll talk about robotic is an artificial intelligence process, but if I'll go more deeply into a robot, there is an RPA technology attached to it, which is a robotic process automation, all right, and we need human. Yeah, and we need, and there is a human indulgence required who will operate them, and they are restricted with an information robots, all right, because robot will be working on a commands which we pour, all right, but there could be an as I having said this, that in hotels every day is new day, and this is not possible. You will pour all the information to the robots. It's very hard. So we need a team to run the RP technology as well, how the robots working in the hotels. I have seen in Noida itself there is a small venture in the food, and they have the robots serving food over there, but we have restricted service from the robots, all right, since because Indian hospitality is very challenging one, and the expectation of the humans is pretty high.
Exactly.
Yeah, we cannot complete it with the robots.
Yeah. So it's like a seesaw, technology and the human experience or the human work has to go hand in hand when we talk about.
True.
It was a wonderful conversation that we had about the hotel industry education. Thank you so much, Mr. Sumit Sahrawat.
Thank you, Mansi,
to be here. Before ending the video, there is a small signature concept of ours that we have to sign the mug.
Oh,
so
wonderful.
I would request you to please just sign this mug as the honor.
But I hope nobody is going to drink a coffee in this.
So it was a very beautiful conversation.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mansi. It was an indeed pleasure always to interact with edCafe team, and on behalf of International Institute of Hotel Management, I hope this will help you out and as per your expectations. And yes, thank you so very much, and thank you for calling me for Mansi, of course, and the team at edCafe giving me time.
Thank you so much, sir. As you said, I am sure the students are going to love this interview session, and they're going to get some good amount of knowledge or information about the hotel management education. So please stay tuned with the interview sessions that we have. We'll meet next time with the next guest. Thank you so much.
Thank you.